We've got a very exciting episode here on Carl German Game Development Roblox World War One Trench to Trench video game. Today, here we are seeing some really rapid development. Rounding out level 1, we have put in 56 waves of enemies, and you conduct a squad the entire time. It seems like it's just frozen there, but I guess I was just AFK, and we're off to the races. Here, we're going to get to see what the gameplay is like. I'm going full force. You know, it's kind of like a game where if you rush in, you're doomed. But if you let your team help you out, it's hard to explain how flexible and how good the game feels. I kind of want to put NPCs, 5 NPCs with every player helping you at all times. I wasn't thinking that that would be the case, but now I kind of do, because you get hit a lot and you are leading your team. The whole point is to kind of paint the target and lead your team. Your team is not going to fight unless you fight. They won't go ahead of you. And the enemies are such that they will miss, but when they hit you, if you don't get to cover right away, you're toast. And if you come up behind one of them, they flip around and you are also toast before you can even blink. So you got to be quick, you got to check your corners, but you do get to respawn at the checkpoints. It does keep the action flowing. There's no health bar. You are just, you know when you're in trouble and you need to keep the action going. The score, I think, you know, we'll just quickly implement with the AI. It'll be very helpful to implement sort of, you know, bonuses for not dying, essentially. So like a kill streak. And, you know, here I just have a lot more work to do with the sort of obstacle course features of it, where the enemies can hide, where you can hide. Of course, that's what makes it fun, because as you'll see later, there's a lot of open sections that I'm going to be filling in, and who knows what else I'm going to add in terms of enemies. Maybe I don't know, maybe I won't add a separate enemy class that's like static or something, because everything is flowing, everything is working like it's supposed to. Here I'm getting stuck with a checkpoint. This is another reason to just have NPCs and not, you know, be alone and you know, have to buy NPCs or something, or have the NPCs as temporary and, you know, only good for a couple kills or something. The NPCs are right by your side. I got stuck at a checkpoint because I was rushing too quickly through the game, and the NPCs were right there to help me out. And so yeah, we're almost ready to start clipping some really premium content to help players find this game, and it is fun. Whenever I see someone in here, I had NPCs up till about this point, and I would see, because it is multiplayer, I would see other people playing. They would get to this point, they would run out of enemies, and they would keep searching everything high and low for more enemies. I had all these buildings filled in, but I've gone through today, added a lot more waves. So here, that guy wasn't there before. You can run up the staircase in this windmill. You can grab the key for the secret bunker across the thing. You can look out the window. I'm going to look, see what we can do in terms of sniper rifles. For right now, your best bet is the pistol. Something I noticed in the system is that after you've been running a lot and your stamina is low, don't ask me why the truck is flying through the air. Okay, it's sort of like a Disney witch movie. I think the truck will be back. I don't know if it has to do with the restarting. It used to drive normally from A to B. It might be some AI code. I couldn't tell you until I get some time to look into it. But I went on a streak today. I went on a roll, and my buddy put on some tunes, and we were kind of brainstorming some stuff. And I just went on a roll, and I streamed it, I recorded it, and here we got the little cute little lamp. Got the cute little lamp, and yeah, the buildings are they're kind of just for show. I mean, you will have to look around, but not too much to find out where to go, because you're going to see what I put in a second here. And that is a grandiose addition to the map. First of all, we have these enemies over here. Should you go over into that building with all those windows? No, there's no reason to do it. So going over there will just decrease your time. But I could put some enemies in there. That would be the static NPC system. And then I could put some special weapons in there, maybe a bazooka. I don't know if World War One they had a bazooka or not. And a sniper rifle. And unlimited ammo power-ups. I don't know. Flak jacket. I don't know. You know, clothing, articles of armor. Maybe. And so we're running. Really burning up that stamina. When it hits red, the gun gets woozy all over. We got to survived. So if you get these bonus points survived if you're alive whilst enemies are shooting at you for 10 seconds. So I want to put, you see, every time you shoot, the points go up. And I want to put points almost just for idling. I don't want to, but that would be that's sort of the idea of the survival mechanism. And then if you survive while people are shooting at you and, you know, kind of encourage you to face the enemy, then you'll get even more points per second sort of thing, potentially. I don't know, just a little developer trick to kind of reward you for playing is you get some points, and then you should be able to spend that on something, right? So I don't know, it's a little like hyper capitalist, like, oh, you're getting points, sit in the server and idle and burn up servers. But I mean, keeping people in the game, having the player base grow, you don't want people to idle. Maybe I could have it where if you're literally AFK, you don't get points. That would be good. You know, if you're playing, if you're discovering and stuff. Oh, what if you just discovered a new location and you got like 100 points and it was like, no, you discovered this place, whatever. Because you don't have to. You go out of your way, and yeah, that could be a thing. That's, you know, not the most exciting thing, but that could be, it's definitely an idea. So I dropped some debris there. It was used earlier in the game. It's good to have a theme without overusing anything. Here, I noticed that there was a bunch of like footsteps from that same model that I had used before, but I didn't dig out the snow enough in the first instance of using that model to really see those little footsteps, like planks at the bottom, because I didn't want it to be so low that the enemy couldn't shoot over it the first time I put it. But the second time I thought it would be neat if it just was really deep and there's a table there, that was cool. There was some kind of gun there, an old revolver. I should have left it, but I didn't want to like make people feel like they couldn't pick up the gun, but maybe I should have left it there. So what, you can't pick up the gun, it just still looks cool, right? Little revolver or whatever. Can't remember what they called it. I think it had the wrong name, but anyway, took out the gun that was sitting on the table. Maybe should have left it there. But look at all these enemies that we have to fight against, and I went through, this is all human generated from my brain. The little like mountainscapes and even the terrain elevation is me painting it with a hand-painted, it's a hand-painted, handcrafted terrain for you. And, you know, using the sculpt tool in Roblox terrain editor. Of course, all of these rocks, that's the genius of the first, you know, generation of the terrain, is that you want to preserve all of these randomly generated and really beautiful like rock elements to the landscape. Here we got we got kind of a dugout of the terrain on the left. There's kind of a cove on the right and then a cove on the left that kind of makes it all of a sudden really wider than you might want it to be strategically. So now you're left fighting these guys. Where's your teammates? Where's my NPCs? I guess they're behind me or something, but the distance is a lot to cover unless you have like a sniper rifle or something. So I gotta look more at the weapons, see the total number of weapons. Do we have rifles? Do we have sniper rifles? We seem to have a lot of submachine guns. And then I still have to put the store in. So at least you should be able to buy guns with Robux, at least, with lots of bullets. And you can also buy them with points. So as you play and you accrue points, you can come back and spend them and do a playthrough with some more guns that you like. Of course, I got to go all around here and put the barriers in, but I have a good tool for that. I can find the name of that if you want to leave a comment. We have lots of enemies, lots of checkpoints, and this is where I mean, I guess I don't really know what I'm gonna put there until I go to do it. What we're gonna flesh out the rest of this level with, but I have been researching other levels, and you know, maybe we could do a swamp level. Oh, it would be great after all of this snow, like the snow and the rocks is beautiful, but to move on to other terrain types in Roblox, like with grass. Maybe if you hide in the grass, you could like sneak around. That would be super cool. If the enemy, they don't see you and you could sneak past certain parts, that would be great. And that's really amazing that you can join me to discuss this progress on this game, because you know, we're kind of rubber ducking here together ideas for the future development of the game. So new levels, something about like a Passchendaele swamp level, a road with 42 tunnels would be a reference to the road of the same name in Italy, where they were you know, blasting out caves so that they could run messengers and logistics ammunition without being seen by the Austro-Hungarian troops on the other side of the mountain. So like a swamp map would be Passchendaele, then you have a mountain map. You maybe have some dynamite, blowing tunnels. You have like a tunnel thing going on. Here, there's a little bit of a tunnel thing, which is cool. I already know how to make a cool tunnel thing. And all of the terrain in here, if you throw grenades, I have to perfect the grenades and the smoke. Maybe the smoke should prevent enemies from seeing through the smoke cloud, so that's something that AI can help with again. But everything in this terrain is destructible. When you throw a nade, it blows a hole, and then you got to make sure that there are safeguards so that you don't blow too much of a hole in the level and get stuck. But I mean, that was more so important, or blow a hole through the bottom of the map with like unlimited grenades. But I mean, if you spent a bunch of money on unlimited grenades and blew a hole through the bottom of the map, more power to you, right? But yeah, I don't want to make holes in parts that are going to ruin the game for other people. So yeah, we're going to look at here. We don't have the barriers yet, so we're kind of stuck inbound, and the scale of this very big field here. So I don't know if I'm gonna touch this up and paint the elevation of things. I mean, snow is flat, I guess. That truck just happened to be there before. I don't even know why it's there. Because this was all used to be out of bound areas that I really didn't know what was going on. That's it.